me and Sam are here. Sam, you wrote something at the top of this. I want to hear what you have to say, which is people's reply about what we talked about last time. Thrasio, let's jump in with that.
All right, I'm going to read just word for word. I have it pulled up on my Twitter, okay? You ready? I'm not going to read the guy's name. He goes, I'm a modest-size, mid-seven-figure Amazon seller in a network of guys that range from 1 to 2 million to probably 50 million plus. We have a few guys in our network that actually sold their company to how do you call it?
Thrasio?
Thrasio. I'm happy to chat about Amazon e-commerce sometime. Okay, so I'm going to read his replies. Now, for those of you listening, the background is that on Tuesday, Shaan and I talked about Thrasio. It's a company that raised money. They raised 200 million at a 750 valuation. I don't remember.
Close to 100 million at a $750 million valuation.
A big company. You can. They're only 2 years old. And what they're doing is buying Amazon fulfillment, fulfilled by Amazon companies, and they are making the brands better and just owning them. They're doing a bunch of stuff. And so I had a guy reach out to me, and I go, that's great. Tell me, I asked him, what's the cash flow situation like? For most guys sub $10 million, they're probably working with 0 to a handful of U.S. employees, still actively involved in the day-to-day, large team in the Philippines and in cheap locations, and are probably netting between 10 to 20% a year. And so the typical size for 3 to 5 million, the typical size is 3 to 5 million in revenue, and they're probably pulling in $500 to $1 million a year for themselves. But the problem is that it's getting harder and harder. In 2013, you could sell almost anything and scale a 7-figure business. Now there are a lot more dominant, more sophisticated players, and it's incredibly hard to enter in the business. The Amazon algorithm is much smarter, and it makes ranking incredibly expensive and difficult. Also, Amazon treats their sellers like trash. So it's kind of a mixed bag. I could take a month and do nothing and let my team run it, and it can go perfect. Or I can get an email tomorrow saying my account has been suspended or killed and I need a lawyer to reinstate everything, or I'm just crushed. So anyway, Shaan, I wanted to fill you in on this because I thought it was cool insight. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's a good insight. So a couple of thoughts on that. So the first is I think he's right. Back 2013, 2014, it was a lot easier to do it than it is today. That seems consistent with what I've heard. In fact, it seems like the formula is build a successful Amazon business in 2013, 14, 15, then start teaching other people how to do it because it's too hard to do anymore. And so now you start giving away the sort of secrets and you become a teacher for the next 3 years. So I think that's the career path right now. The other thing that comes to mind, I was talking to Andrew Wilkinson about this, and he was saying he used the I think it's a Charlie Munger quote, which is it's a Nassim Taleb quote, which is it's like picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. So there's a high probability you can make a little bit of money, consistently every single time you reach down, you pick it up, and then there's a low probability of complete death. And that's what he's talking about when he says you can get a letter tomorrow that says your account is suspended, goodbye, and that's it. Or Amazon cuts the rates of your category. Like I have a friend who was doing millions of dollars of book sales as a third-party bookseller on Amazon, and then Amazon was like, you know what? Now our take rate on books has, not 10%. We're going to do 25%. Thanks. And that killed the whole business.
That happened to me the other day. So in the trends group, someone was like, just so you know, Amazon changed the fee. So basically I have various blogs, like my personal blog or something like that. And it makes just like small amounts of money, like $3,000 to $5,000 a month off Amazon affiliates. And I don't even check it. It just runs because I've just written a lot of content over the years. They changed their rate, and someone told me in the group, I think I forget what I was earning. I don't even check it. I think I was earning 6% to 9% for affiliate revenue, and then they changed it they halved it. So that money just halved. And it's no big deal because it wasn't like a big income stream for me. But if you're a Wirecutter or if you're BuzzFeed and you made $100 million from this, it's a huge deal.
Right. Yeah, that 20% cut makes a really big difference.
No. It wasn't a 20% cut. It was way bigger than that. It was like half. It halved.
Ouch. And what category are your links mostly in? Is it electronics? Is it is it one category, or is it just across the board?
Um, they lowered it across categories, but across the board, it's close to half. My categories were probably personal care and electronics. I mean, just anyone who, yeah, or books. A lot of books.
Right. Okay. I want to know another topic. So we're good on Thrasio. You want to add anything else?
No, do you not want to?
No, I think it's consistent with what we thought. I like when people fill in the gaps with information that we don't have. Right? I'm not an FBA seller. I don't know the ins and outs of that market. I just think it's interesting. We talk a little bit about it, and then people fill in the gaps. And the next episode, we come back a little smarter. That's a nice little formula we have going. So I appreciate that. If we ever talk about stuff tell us more about what you know that we don't.